Well, we're going to be doing our barbecue ribs here in a little while. We're going to go low and slow. I've got my barbecue sauce that I made from the year-end tailings of all the little barbecue sauces I made throughout September, October, and November, and put them all together. They're really good, but it's a bit thin. It's more of a, you can see it's coming right down off the glass and settling. So I want it to be a little more sticky for these ribs. I'm just going to slowly cook it down till it's a little more thick. Well, here we have a little experiment. For the far left, I've got black pepper, garlic salt, a little bit of Slap Ya Mama, and some paprika. In the middle, I've got a light blend of my General Grill seasonings, some Slap Your Mama, some Traeger pork and poultry, some garlic, and some ranch. And here on the end, I have the same thing as the middle, only a really thick rub of it. I put no mustard, no oil, no nothing on any of these. I just rubbed everything on. I left it slightly damp, not fully dry, so that the water would kind of grab hold of the seasonings for me. And then I vacuum sealed them. Gonna let them sit in the fridge overnight. Gonna cook them up tomorrow, see how they taste. Well, here we are the next day. It's about 12:30, and I just put the ribs on. This is the, I'll call it the garlic ranch mild, the garlic ranch heavy rub, or light rub and heavy rub. So up here we have the garlic ranch with the light rub. Down here we've got the garlic ranch with the heavy rub. And up front here we've got the black pepper and garlic rub. Just put them in, took them right out of the fridge, cut open the vacuum seal bags, and set them on the grill. I also did my super secret last minute seasoning, Pate Beaumont. Well, Beaumont seasoning by Spice Islands. It's just a little hint of flavor and a teeny tiny little dribbling over the top. Makes them really good. So I'm going to let these guys sit, until that number right there hits about 165 degrees. In the meantime, about every half an hour to 45 minutes, I'm going to spritz them. And we'll come back for that in just a little bit. Here we are, about an hour in. I just got done spritzing, and everything's looking delicious. It's about 100 degrees, 105 degrees, depending on which one you put the thermometer in. What we've got in the spritz today, apple cider vinegar, orange juice, and Elijah Craig bourbon. All equal parts, and spritzity, spritzity, spritz. Now for the next 30 minutes, I let it sit, and then I spritz it again. Okay, I just put a second coating of spritz on the ribs. It's been about an hour and a half in. I'm going to close this up, let it sit, and just look at this beautiful day. It is January 9th. Yeah, we had a storm, took our winter cover right off the pool. It's still frozen solid, so there's not much we can do about that. But boy, is it nice in here right now. We've got the door cracked open so we can breathe, because I am smoking food. And it's just a gorgeous day to smoke some ribs. Alright, here we are about 2.5 hours in. The meat's at about 143 degrees internal temperature. And I'm going to start putting on some of my barbecue sauce instead of the rub, so I get a little good flavor in there before we wrap them. And here they are after being glazed by the salts. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, tastes so good. Brown sugar, Worcestershire. You have to check out my other video, but it's got a lot of yummy things in it. So, we have been on for almost exactly 4 hours. My alarm just went off and the Cuisinart told my phone that the meat is 165 degrees. I did the push test, And that feels nice and tender. It just squeezes right in there. All of them. So we're going to take them off and we're going to wrap them. Alright, so we're inside. We've already got one wrapped and I got the meat thermometer back in it, but I thought I'd show you what I do. A lot of people have a lot of different ways. I don't think there's a wrong way if it tastes good. So I do a nice little trail of sauce and then take the rib and make sure it gets all over the rib. Smear it all over the place. Leave that right in the middle like that. Put another layer on top of it. Right on the inside. Take the brush and get all this gooey goodness, barbecue sauce, and it is a super sweet sauce. Comes on tasting like honey and brown sugar, and then at the very end it hits you with a little bit of heat in the back of the throat where it makes you want to go, ooh, I need another bite to cool that off. So it's a very good sauce. I'm not going to add anything else. And I think these things are going to be great. I'm going to turn the smoker up to 250 degrees so that it helps to caramelize and bond this. And then we'll take them off when they hit 205 degrees. And we'll probably turn the smoker up to about 400 and put a quick glaze on them. We are back outside. It's about 4:45 now. The ribs are double wrapped in parchment or chef's parchment with a single wrap of foil. I got the meat thermometer put right back into the middle, and when these guys hit 205 degrees they'll be done, and I will probably put a little glaze on them, put them back on the smoker a third time. Alright, here we are, 7 hours almost exactly, and we are ready to pull these off, get them on their racks, and I'm going to crank the smoker so I can get a nice caramelization on them, and then they will be ready. After 7 hours of smoking, we have the salt, pepper, garlic, the light garlic ranch rub, and the heavy garlic ranch rub, all on their racks. I'm going to set them back out on the smoker and let them get a little caramelized. 20 minutes maybe. And then we'll see what they look like. But wow, that is fall apart. That is gorgeous, see? Nice bend. Got a little split to it already. The meat's literally just falling off the bone. Excellent. And it's sweet. And it's smoky. Ooh, and there's that little bit of heat at the back. Oh yeah, you can kind of taste the ranch cooling off the heat. Worked out pretty well, I'd say. Just a quick shot of them here. They've only been on a couple minutes and already you can see how they're glistening and creating that nice, familiar, yummy bark. I gotta shut this for about 10 more minutes and then we're ready to pull them off. And here they are, all done, 7.5 hours later. This is why I watch temperature, not time. Got beautiful pullback. And even the very end pieces are falling right off. You'll notice I don't do the pretty trim job. I like the hard edges. I like the little bits of overhang. It's not a restaurant. It's Camp Meadow. One last video. Just had to show off the bark on these gorgeous ribs. They're perfectly juicy. So fall off the bone good. We've got some Parmesan potato bites to help cool off that pepper heat. And I tell you, I hear a lot of people talk about low and slow and then hit 250, 275 degrees. Well, these were cooked off at 225 degrees, low and slow. Yeah, took about 8 hours, but hey, good food is worth it.